Hey, everybody. Hello, cats and kittens. It's T-Bear, your favorite bear. And those that are unfamiliar with me, I'm a distant cousin of Yogi Bear and Boo Boo Bear. Actually, I've been playing music for a long time and took some time off to raise a family and then came back after I remarried and met Nina. And she said, you got to start this up again and you got to do it right away. And you got to write some songs, play some music, play live, go in the studio, make an album. And the rest is sort of history. I got signed to a label called Quarto Valley Records. The album's called Fresh Bear Tracks. And these are the Bear Facts. So we went in the studio and recorded with a whole bunch of really amazing, talented, and fun cats that I played with, the likes of which my guest is here today, who played on this single that's coming out. And I'd like everybody to welcome Edgar Winter, Edgar Winter. And Edgar's my guest today. And you got to know about Edgar because in fact, I'm watching the playoff games and the LA Dodgers and who they were playing, the San Diego Padres, and they used probably your biggest hit as bumper music, which was Frankenstein the other night. So,
Cool.
Yeah. So Edgar's here. He had a mega hit with Frankenstein and another one called Free Ride. And he's played with a million cats, and he was in Ringo's all-star band, and lots and lots of kudos to you. You're on movies, you're on TVs, you're on soundtracks, you're all over. You're ubiquitous, I would say.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. So everybody, please welcome my guest today on the Bear Facts, Mr. Edgar Winter. Hey, Edgar.
Thank you, T-Bear. Thank you. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah. I love that we can
so
do that
fun.
Yell
Yeah.
together.
We can do that.
Yeah,
so are we gonna bare our souls here?
Yeah,
or try to
exactly.
try to bear with one another for a few minutes. I don't know, but it's well, what I can start out by saying is that I love the album. I love the song. And you probably know, I've always loved blues in general. And when I heard that song, it was just like an old familiar friend, and it's kind of sad now that there's not so much R&B around these days. And it was really fun for me to get to play that style of music in the first band that I had, White Trash, being a horn band and having lots of horns. It was perfect. And I'm so glad that you thought of me, to be a part of that.
Well,
also,
yeah,
go ahead.
The fit was seamless. So
I also love songs. I really think music is a spiritual connection.
Sure.
For me. And the thing that I've always loved about music is the fact that when I play, it's like you enter a different universe, and all of your troubles, the net of everyday affairs in which we all are caught, all of that just drops away, and suddenly you're just there in this beautiful world of music. And I think it works the same way, like when I'm at a concert and I hear a great performance, I'm just taken away, and it makes you feel like you're part of something beyond or greater than yourself. It's like a kind of release,
Yeah, the amazing thing about music is that, not everybody can speak French, Italian, Russian, whatever language, Swahili, anything, but Spanish, whatever. But everybody can speak music. And the reason why they can speak music is because we have these things right here
Yeah,
called
them things.
ears. And, the ears can dissect and develop the pleasure principle, so to speak. And, it's a lot of pleasure to get to hear music. And that's why everyone around the world, is into music. I mean, that's the common denominator. It's the language we all speak. So
Yeah,
when we go to hear something and it moves us, and we either have tears down our face, or we have joy, or we jump up and down, we forget all the things that happen during the day or the week, whatever.
exactly.
It
That was
allows everybody to take a little vacation from their book of secrets up here. And that's what I think. And I'm sure you're
well, on the same wavelength. And I also particularly love music with a higher purpose. And
yeah.
I suspect that that particular song, "River of the Resurrection," tell us a little of what lay behind that. How did you come up with the idea? What does it mean
I came
to
up with
you?
that. Thanks for asking me that. I came up with River of the Resurrection because, I wanted a second chance. And when I started, I've lost you somewhere, Edgar.
Let's see.
There you are. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I wanted another chance at this music thing. And, I took a lot of time off. And then when I came out of hibernation, as it were, as a bear, I wanted a second chance. So I kept thinking, what could I do? And spiritual, in a spiritual way, I wish there was a river that I could go to. The river of the resurrection, where everyone gets a second chance, where the world is much lighter, the hearts are much brighter, and people welcome you with outstretched hands. And that's one of the lines in the song. And then I thought, we're in such a divided humanity right now, and there's so much division going on, that, we're going to have to learn to love again, and we're going to have to learn to live again. And we're going to have to learn to love and live with one another again. So, that was my thought behind it. It's really that I want to just put it out there in the universe. And I want it to, float around on the airwaves, on your phone, wherever you're listening to music, in your car, at home, on your earbuds, whatever. And listen to a song that's going to propel you to take another look at your second chances, forgiving yourself, and stop being so negative, and stop being so hard on everyone and everything around you, and to fall into the boatload of acceptance. And, the river of the resurrection is really about accepting and to try to promote love, peace and love, as Ringo
That's
says.
beautiful. That thank you so much for that heartfelt explanation, and it makes me that much the prouder for being a part of it. That's exactly the feeling that I got in listening to it. Second chances. Uh, we've all gone through so many challenges in life, and there is always uh, uh, there are always difficulties. You don't always succeed. If you get knocked down, you have to get up, and everybody deserves that second chance. And if there's ever a time in which that message is so needed, it is certainly right now. So
Right now.
it's coming at the perfect time.
Well, yeah,
Wonderful.
I think we're looking at, at a world where, we're divided, and we need to unify.
And unnecessarily so. There's uh, I've never seen things. Uh, I never realized that there was such a division in America.
Hmm.
Uh, and there really are a lot. I thought we had progressed past that point. I really felt like there was an evolution of consciousness going on, and we uh, that we somehow had gotten beyond. And I couldn't believe it when uh, with the Iraq War. When that happened, that really shook my faith in who we were as a people, and what we supposedly are about. But I really do believe that there are that is occurring. In other words, there are people who are going to be there who are supportive of, and uh, even though the division may exist, it may be good in a way that it's a sort of a polarization that will at least help us see uh, that there is a problem, because you can't really solve something until you become aware of it.
That's right.
And I think we are. So uh, if we're not a part of the solution, we're a part of the problem. So we
Right.
just need to get after it,
Absolutely.
and do the things like the
Hey,
things like you're doing with that song.
what's really wonderful is that you and I are label mates. We're on the same.
Yeah,
We're on the.
that's
We're at the
we
same record company. We have this new
we're
record
not
company.
yet, but we're soon to be
Yeah,
label mates.
yeah. Porto Valley Records, and we love Bruce Porto because he believes in what we're talking about. He believes in the universe. He believes in us, and that's a beautiful thing. And we have such wonderful people that we work with over there. And I
Absolutely.
I want to ask you something about a project you're working on now. I want everybody to know about this project because it's a project that is so near and dear to your heart and your soul, and it's a tribute to your brother John, and it's for Johnny, right? And tell us
That is
about tell us
correct.
tell us about what you're working on right now. This album that's going to be out on Porto Valley.
Well, I'm happy to do so. Uh, it's been now, Johnny passed away in 2014. So uh, Johnny was my all-time musical hero. We grew up playing together, and uh, Johnny was actually the one with the drive and the ambition. He, from a very early age, he really uh, he read all the magazines and watched Bandstand. He was Johnny Cool Daddy Winter with the guitar and the shades and the girls and whole uh, the whole thing. And
Johnny
I
was
was,
one cool daddy-o on that
he was
guitar,
a
man.
cool daddy, and
Yeah.
I was kind of shying with John, and I was the weird kid that played all the instruments. And
Well, I opened a lot of shows for him, so I got to
yeah,
see that.
yeah. But I was really resistive at first. I had uh, interest and offers from record companies, and it just didn't feel like the right time. And they always wanted to know, well, uh, what guest stars do you have access to, and how long is it going to take, and what's the budget going to be, and uh, it just seemed to me that they were more interested in just producing a product, in uh, using Johnny's legacy and Johnny's name, to promote something. And I didn't want to be a part of that.
Right.
And then I came across Bruce Quarto, and Bruce, on the other hand, has true love of that era, and you know,
Yes, he
I
does.
think we are, we're all tempted to feel like the time in which we came up was somehow special. But I really do believe there are two golden eras in music, like the 40s and 50s for big band jazz and swing, and the 60s and 70s for rock.
That's right.
And I think that that they were and are unparalleled. And there was just so much musical freedom uh, at that time. And I think Bruce, uh, he wanted to keep that alive. He had a true love of Johnny's music. And he said, uh, I don't care, do it any way you want. I don't care how you do it or how long it takes. Uh, I'll stand behind, everything, you it's your decision as to how you want to go about it. He wanted to make the record for all the right reasons, and I just in my heart, every time I walk on the stage, I think of Johnny, and if it weren't for him, I certainly would not be where I am today. I might be a struggling jazz musician, or maybe a, a teacher, a piano teacher, or an engineer or something. But I never had that drive towards success. I just loved music in and of itself. I loved the beauty of harmony and rhythm. And, Johnny not only uh, showed me that that was possible, but because we were both, as you know, and can see, both albinos. And he showed me that uh, rather than being a handicap or a disability, that it could really be cool to be an albino, and I wanted to acknowledge everything that Johnny has done for me, and I think he, uh, at the height of his powers, is one of the greatest guitar players that's ever walked the planet,
Absolutely.
and
I used to watch him. Like I said, I opened for him a bunch of times, and I used to watch him, and I was totally gobsmacked at at
yeah, he,
at the way
yeah,
he played and where he put the notes, and the simplicity of it was astounding. It was like a lot of people work at putting a lot of notes together, but with him, it started and it ended, and that ride that he took you on, and all the way from the beginning to the end, was such a uplifting, spiritual moment that you stood there and your eyes were like saucers, and I loved it. I loved it, and that's the way.
well,
And that's the way I got to tell you. That's the way I feel when I'm playing with you, Edgar. You take me on a journey, and it is a musical journey. And we're kind of running out of time, but I want to ask you like something. We do something on this on these.
Well, before you do that, I do want to say a couple of other things about the album, just to let people know. Uh,
Okay.
the first thing I did is call up a lot of my friends. So we have some really astounding performances. Joe Bonamassa is on there, Joe Walsh, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Billy Gibbons, of course, from ZZ Top, Warren Haynes, Derek Trucks. Uh, I'm actually trying to get Larry Carlton to play on a track. I've always loved,
I love the
he's
way he plays.
thought of more as a jazz but he's a great blues
He's a
player.
great blues
So it is a work in progress, and I would just like to thank all of our fans out there who have followed my career as well as Johnny's throughout all of these years. And Johnny may have he passed away. He's no longer on this physical plane, but his spirit and his personality, his music, his essence, will live on in my heart, till the day I die. And I just wanted to make this album in his honor as a tribute not only to Johnny, but to the blues and to the guitar. In other words, I'm not really trying to make a Johnny sound-alike album, just trying to find a lot of great guitarists and have them do their thing. And I think it'll be something that everybody is going to really love and appreciate, especially the people. So
Okay,
thank you all.
So I'm gonna say it here.
Get ready to rock and roll. That's what I'm talking about.
So I'm gonna say it right here, right now. And I'm gonna make my prediction, okay? And I'm gonna say it publicly right now. This album is gonna get nominated for a Grammy, the one you're working on, and you're gonna win one.
I like that.
So I'm saying it right here publicly. That's what's gonna happen. As we close, I wanna we do one thing here, and it's a bare fact. I'm going to ask you a question, and the question is, tell me something about Edgar Winter that nobody really knows.
Something that nobody knows. Well, a lot of times I get asked like how many instruments I play,
Okay.
which I don't even know the answer to because I've never counted them all.
That's actually on my list to ask you
when
I ran out of time.
Yeah, when Johnny graduated to guitar, it became apparent he was going to be the guitar player in the family. So I just said, well, I'll play everything else. I didn't really want to be in competition. But I think the thing that people don't know about me is that my first instrument was the ukulele. And Johnny and I started when I was like 6 years old. We started like, doing Everly Brothers songs, playing ukuleles. Wake up, little Susie, ka-ching, ka-ching, I want to go home. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Kids playing ukuleles, and so I, after that, I didn't take to guitar. Uke is easy because it's nice soft gut strings. Guitar, it's got those steel strings, and you got to practice every day to keep your calences up. And I said, well, Johnny's going to be the guitar guy, but I think very few people know that I started out on the ukulele. So there you go.
That is definitely something I didn't know. I love that. Okay, something that people don't know about me on this episode. Okay, here we go. I was a chef at one time. I was a breakfast chef at a children's camp in the Catskill Mountains, and I used to break like 600 or 700 eggs a day to feed all the kids. There were a few hundred kids, and I'd get in there at 4 o'clock in the morning and break eggs till about 6:30, 7 o'clock when the dining room opened up. So I was a breakfast chef. So anyway, thanks for being here, Edgar. It's a pleasure. We will float down the river of resurrection together. And
that sounds beautiful.
And,
your album is cooking. So.
And the album you're working on is cooking as well. Yeah. So what should we say to the folks right now? Should we give them like a rock and roll goodbye?
Well, yeah, we'll just say thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and get ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Bye, everybody. Bye, Edgar.